Hello, my name is Grian and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. If you look above me, you'll see that False's score is only 6 seconds slower than mine. Now that's not a lot. The other scores don't come particularly close. 2 minutes 44, but 1:38 is dangerously close. So I think I'm at the end of the video, because this Elytra course does take 2 minutes every time, I'm going to try and beat my score. But what you can see is that we have made 47 diamonds, which means if I put that in my chest, we now have over 4 stacks of diamonds. We may not be the richest hermit, but it's been a while since I've had this many diamonds in my ender chest. Anyway, as promised, we are going to go over to Hermitville, because last episode I promised something rather big. I did promise to bring out the big guns, and I bigged up what the big guns were. Hold on. Hold on a second. Every time I come back here, there's some new crazy... What the heck? This is why I love the build-off so much. There is so many new things. Is that Ren's van? And it's taller? And there's a rock? Hold on. There's too many things for me to process. Okay, right. So let's start off with the Ren's hippie van. Hippie van has now taken off and is it looks amazing. That looks absolutely fantastic. So Ren's van has taken off with some wings and is now flying through the air. In one foul swoop, he has taken the lead. Doesn't look like this build has changed much, but Iskall has somehow, defying all laws of this build-off, not that this build-off has any laws. Yeah, having said that, there are no laws. Look at this weird plant thing. He's brought down the moon, I assume that is, with a magnet. Someone needs to tell Iskall that I don't know if the moon's magnetic like this, although it might be full of iron. Let's not question the science of this. But he's built now a space station on top of the moon. And... oh, no. Not only that, he's fired the rocket right into my house. Right in there. Straight in the middle of it. Impaled. Impaled. This doesn't even achieve anything. This doesn't help his house get higher. He just did this for fun. He just did this because he could. We definitely saw this coming, so it's not a major surprise. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. So if we just digest this scene for a second. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when this was just 3 houses trying to build a tall building? Now look at it. This is a full-on build war or something. Oh man. But I've got to tell you guys, I said last episode I was going to bring out the big guns. And I'll reveal what I was going to do. And I use was in the past tense because that's not what I'm going to do anymore. So what I was going to do was go full transformer mode on this house. I was going to give it shoulders made out of houses, arms made out of houses, and a big old face made out of houses. And I tried to do that in my testing world, and it didn't look so good, guys. I've decided not to do that. I've decided not to do that at all. Instead, I'm going to take a slightly different approach. But seeing as I've been attacked both by Iskall and by Scar, and I'm not sure what's going on with the Renbob thing, but I definitely can't touch that for the moment, because that is amazing. We don't even know what this is going to do. I think we might need to wait for this one to play out. But as you can see, we've got a lot of building to do. And I think it's best if we just get started. Strap yourselves in because we've got a couple of minutes of time lapse. This represents about 6 hours of building, and you're gonna see why, because it's quite a complex thing. Now, I've managed to keep it under wraps exactly what I'm going to be building, but I'm gonna let the time lapse speak for me for the most part. So what I did do was make the house taller. Obviously, whatever it is I'm making on top of the build, it needs to be the tallest thing when we're done. So I had to make it just that little bit taller. Maybe you can see what I'm making, or maybe it's not clear yet, but maybe it will become a bit more obvious as things like a tail appear, a couple of legs, some claws, the big redness of it all. Hopefully, you guys can work it out. If not, it's about to become very clear as I finish the face. That's right, I have decided to build a dragon on top of my house in the build-off. And this is probably the most challenging thing I've had to make in a while. Building organic structures is incredibly difficult. Thankfully, I've got a good friend in Pearlescent Moon who is very experienced with dragons. So using some of her techniques that I learned from her and using a reference picture, I was able to recreate my own dragon on top of this house. If you want to learn how to make dragons, I can't recommend her channel enough. She's extremely talented at making dragons. Even I managed to make one following some of her tips and tricks. Either way, you can see that this is starting to take some real shape, and the really tricky part was the wings. Getting the angles on something like this correct is so much harder than building a very tall house, because you need to have the wings come forward, you need to have the body work its way around the house. It's just such a complicated thing to try and build, but I wanted to kind of show that I can do more than just make really tall houses, and hopefully this did that. From down here, this looks absolutely amazing. I'm actually really proud of this build. So the first thing that you might notice is that it's not actually breathing any fire. Now this is intentional, mainly because I'm not actually that good with the whole multicolored glass thing, so I'd have to learn that new technique, and I don't have time for that today. However, this is my new defense system. No one should mess with me with a giant dragon on top of my house. Everybody knows that wizards cannot harm a dragon by itself. They need multiple wizards to cast spells on things like this. And I think what's going to happen here is that Ren's RV is going to run right in the line of fire. And if it does, it's going to end up with a bit of a blackened front from all the charring that's going to happen. But most importantly, this has put me back on top. The highest point is over there at 135, which is above all of these contestants. So, your move, guys. Your move. But there's something else that needs to... Oh, wow, it just looks so awesome. But there's something else that needs to be addressed before I can call my move complete. And that is that. You remember, the rocket went straight into the side of my building. That's just not going to fly, Iskall. The top of the building was here, and so plowing this into my house accomplishes nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire back in, I think, what is a really good way. So what I'm going to do is around here, meaning perhaps there, what we're going to do, and this will all make sense in a minute, but I've got some TNT here. That's right, I'm going to do it. You think I'm not going to do it? I'm going to do it. Yep, I've done it. There we go. I've blown a hole in the side of the aquarium. This isn't actually just an attack with TNT, that's too simple, but I did actually need a hole in that building. The reason being that I'm actually going to build, well, let's just go and do it. A giant boxing glove. I just need to make sure I've got the thumb in there so you can tell what it is. And the reason I've worked backwards, I started with the TNT to make sure that I could actually get the placement right. So that is perfect. So he sent a rocket into my house. Yeah, I've just punched a hole in his aquarium. There we go. We have ourselves a boxing glove, and now we just need to attach it to the side of the building. Building that boxing glove was a lot easier than building a gigantic fire-breathing dragon, that's for sure. I've also found a really strange bug. If you spam enough of the scaffolding blocks quickly enough, look, I can extend it even where it shouldn't be, and then they're like fake scaffolding blocks. Like, they don't drop anything, but I can still stand on them. This is so strange. I wonder if I relog what happens. Oh, no, they're gone. They're gone. So they're fake invisible blocks. That is so awesome. I can think of so many things that could be used for. So what we're going to do is just create like a zigzag pattern made out of iron blocks, which is very expensive. Rather awkwardly, it looks like it's just about to miss the house. So that's why we work backwards. So I'm going to have to make this at a bit of an angle, which makes this whole thing a little bit more tricky, but we'll manage. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. It's got the angle just right. It really looks like it's a boxing glove that's been punctured straight into here. Do you know what else I should do? I think over time what I should do is use some sponge to drain this slowly. Up until this point, I'll leave it an episode, but I think it should slowly drain a little bit. I'm not even sure why this is an aquarium, to be honest. I thought he just encased it in glass. Unless the wizard did it. If you just look at everything that's gone on in the last few episodes, this is absolutely insane. But I'm afraid I have some really bad news, everybody. Really bad news. So, while I was building all of this, I went inside my house down here, and Villager Grian is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found whatsoever. I looked down here. He can't go down here, but I've looked. He's not down there. He's absolutely nowhere to be found, which leads me to think he's been caught by a zombie. And there's no way in. This is really confusing. The only thing I can think of is that I left the door open, which I don't normally do, and a baby zombie's just walked in and taken care of him. But that's really sad. So I think what we're going to have to do is just hold a little funeral for him. There's only one other grave in here, and that was from Mini Stress. So Stress, you're not the only one who's permanently lost their villager. So I'll make my gravestone next to yours, digging a grave. I don't have anything to bury. Stress has put in an armor stand, but I'm no good at that, so we're just gonna put a couple of red blocks here and pretend. Here lies Villager Grian. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace indeed. It's a very sad day, so I think I should say a few words for him. He was a good villager. He didn't really do much. He kind of just stayed in the house and slept in my bed. You know what? He really didn't do a lot for me. Am I really that? I'm not really that upset. He hasn't actually been very useful at all. But he was a good villager, and we shall miss him. Rest in peace, Villager Grian. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Now that we've got the build-off part done, I heard through the comments that everyone was spamming at me that something is going on in the shopping district. A couple new shops have opened up. I'm still so happy with that. Anyway, let's head over to the old lands, because I've spent far too many hours building here now. I was told that there's a new shop. There it is. Storage Wars, which sounds an awful lot like a TV show. So let's go and check this out. Instruction book. Alright, give me a second to read this. Alright, so I've read up. Just to save you from reading that as well, what I need to do is take some chips and rename these to my name. Bidding tokens. 1 chip equals 1 diamond. So this is 2 stacks of diamonds I've got in my hand. So I believe what we need to do is we go up to each one. We press the button. It opens for 5 seconds. We're not allowed to go in. We're not allowed to touch anything. So we have no idea what's in there. And whoa, that's a lot of diamonds. Remember, these are just diamonds. And then when the bidding closes, you have to exchange these for diamonds. Oh my goodness. All right, let's open this up. Ooh, so there's 9 diamonds there. 7 for... There's a good amount of diamonds in there, but there's no way there's more than 64. Oh, and what's in here? Lots of redstone. Jeez. 64 diamonds for all of that? This is nuts. Okay, so Ren has just done... Okay, there better be something good in here. There's literally nothing in this one, and people have bet 64 diamonds. I don't know if people realize quite how this works. So, looking in here, Vincent van Gogh entire collection. So there's some paintings in here. Okay, there's slightly worse bids here, but 32 diamonds for any of this? Blimey. Was it this one? This one had all the diamonds in a trident. So this is the one that I would bid on, but there's already 64 diamonds. You know what? I'm just going to put two diamond bid in there. I don't win, but if X doesn't... I'll put 4 diamonds in. No. I'll put 10 in, because we know that there's a block of diamonds there. So that's a pretty safe bet. That means if X doesn't actually trade in his bits for some diamonds, then we will win that lot. And considering that we've got over 4 stacks of diamonds, that's not a... I did have 4 stacks of diamonds. Where have all my diamonds gone? Is this some kind of bug? I'm clicking there. There's no... No, they're not... Oh, no. Let me try relogging. Nope. My diamonds have definitely gone. That is really weird. I've never seen anything like this before. My ender chest has everything it had in before. Nothing else has gone missing. Just my diamonds. I'm broke. I actually have no diamonds at all because something has happened here. Oh dear. Well, I can't bid anything really because I haven't got any diamonds. I'm gonna have to... Okay, so the closing bid happens in like half a week's time, so I've got some time to mine some diamonds. I've only bet 10, and even then, X has outbid me. Mumbo's gonna make so many diamonds from this. Oh boy, this isn't good. I wish I didn't cash in all my diamonds right at the start with the Elytra course. I've got nothing now. You know, I'm gonna pop these back in here because, yeah, I'm not betting anything. That's kind of put a damper on my day. Well, it looks like we'll have to get our diamonds back the hard way. We'll have to go mining again or something, but that is really strange. And what I've skipped over here, but I'm not sure what this is about. Seems to be a lot of things going on here. Is this the shopping district, like, expanded? Okay, so you can take as much wool as you need, but you have to write what you take. Is that it? No strings attached. You can take as much wool as you need. You just need to write down what you take. Oh, that's very, very tempting. Well, I'll keep that in mind. But seeing as I have absolutely no diamonds, even if it is free, I feel like there's nothing for free on Hermitcraft. So I'm skeptical about that. So I did say at the start of the episode, before I... Hey, two diamonds! Someone's tried the Elytra course. Oh, we're making diamonds now. Oh man, so all of our diamonds are gone, but I did say at the start I was going to try and beat my score. So that does mark the end of the episode, but if you want to watch me try and beat my score, I'm going to go for a perfect no-hit run, starting now. The key, I've learned, and if I hit, I'm probably just going to restart. The key is to constantly spam rockets to keep your momentum going. Oh, we're going to start again. This no-hit run is going to be difficult, it appears. I've only managed to do a no-hit run once, and I wasn't recording, so it doesn't count. But hopefully I can beat my old score and secure my place in first place. We got a dangerous part here. Ooh. I've definitely lost some seconds there, but as long as I don't get hit, I think we'll be fine. Through the Quidditch hoop, we're going into Bamboo Canyon now, which has actually had the bamboo removed since I did my first time, so I might be able to make up some seconds here. Through here, over the top, under 3 Concorp. We've got the Concorp run now. Whoo! Left, through this hoop, up through Tag Tower, through this tiny hole. Okay, we've taken out quite a lot of the potential damages, but there is a couple more. Oh, that's one of the hardest parts of the route. This is a good run. This is a really good run. So we need to go through this hoop, hard right. Now this is where, oh no! 2 hits! Come on, every single time those 2 hoops get me. Looks like my no-hit run is not today. But that is only 2 hits. Only 2 hits. Boom. I have no idea what the time was, but it might be better than my usual. So I had a 2-hit penalty. It's always those 2. So I have no idea what my time is going to be until after I've edited this video. But if it's not any better, then, well, I'll have to try again later. But anyway, that's it from me, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And boy, oh boy, did we get a lot done today. Let me know what you thought about my dragon, and let me know what else we should do in the build-off. But, yeah. If any of you see what happens, if this happens to anybody else, if anybody else's diamonds go missing, please do let me know, because I'd really like to know if there's like a fix for it or if they've ended up somewhere. Who knows? Either way, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!